Are we live? Brother, it looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone is having a great day today. I definitely did, and I hope everyone who is watching this video is also having a great day as well. And you know what today is? Well, technically, AEW Dynamite was yesterday. Like, man, I really hope it. Sorry, I really hope AEW goes back to Wednesdays. I really, really do. Because it just feels so weird, like doing reviews this late for AEW Dynamite. Like, usually it's just natural for me to immediately do an AEW Dynamite review, like immediately after the show's over. But I don't know. I don't know. Shit just happens. But AEW Dynamite was last night, and I thought last night's show was a really, really good show. Now, before I go over today's show, I did promise that I was going to review both SmackDown and AEW Dynamite. But last night I came home extremely, extremely late. And I didn't record SmackDown, which was a dumb part on my end. So it wouldn't be fair for me to critique a show that I didn't really watch to like its fullest. I was able to watch at least the last 20 minutes of SmackDown, which I thought for the most part was really, really good. And from what I saw from the Twitter feed, like the show looked really, really good. But again, it wouldn't really be fair for me to critique a show that I haven't fully watched. So to make up for it, I'm definitely going to review SmackDown next week because I think SmackDown is its own show, and then AEW is going to be its own thing Saturday Night Dynamite next week. So to make up for not doing, the SmackDown review today, I'm definitely going to review next week's SmackDown, which is the Go Home show, which I believe is the Go Home show for Hell in the Cell. So that is going to be very, very interesting. So expect that review next week. Okay? But even though you're not going to get a SmackDown review tonight, unfortunately, you're still going to get an AEW Dynamite review. You're going to get some sort of review today. So there you go. So yeah, we're going to review AEW Dynamite from last night. You know how this works. Let's get this review underway. So, we start off the show with Christian Cage going one-on-one against Angelico of the Hybrid 2, which we haven't really seen in a while. So, it's good seeing Angelico again. I like the Hybrid 2. I think they're an extremely underrated tag team, but that's just me. So, Christian Cage went one-on-one against Angelico. Honestly, nothing to say here. I thought it was a really good matchup between these two. Christian Cage and Angelico put up a really good matchup to start off AEW Dynamite last night. Of course, after the match, Matt Hardy attacked Christian Cage and taking him down with the twist of fate. Obviously, Matt Hardy and his crew was going to continue attacking Christian until Jungle Boy came to save Christian. So it looks like the rivalry continues between Christian Cage and Matt Hardy. Again, very good matchup to start off the show. Nothing too crazy there. After that, we get the announcement from Cody Rhodes, and it wasn't much. It really wasn't much. Like basically all Cody Rhodes' announcement was like basically Arn Anderson's son is fighting. He's gonna be, and apparently his name is Brock Anderson. Oh man, my voice. Sorry. I ate spicy chicken wings for dinner, so sorry if I have to like adjust my throat a little bit. But yeah, so Brock Anderson, who is Arn Anderson's son, is going to make his debut next week, teaming up with Cody Rhodes against QT Marshall and Aaron Solo. Now, nothing too crazy there. QT Marshall came out, talked trash to Cody Rhodes, and like they basically set up a matchup for Road Rager, which is like okay, so AEW announced like 4 major events for the month of July. Basically, the entire month of July is going to be AEW special after AEW special after AEW special. And from from what it looks like, the first matchup that has been announced for the first AEW special called Road Rager will be Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall in a strap match. And okay, okay. Look, I love AEW, but I I'm I love AEW, but I'm not gonna like everything from All Elite Wrestling. Case in point, Cody Rhodes versus QT Marshall. I'm sorry, this rivalry is so boring, unnecessary. I don't even know why this rivalry is continuing to happen. Like this shouldn't have ended at Double or Nothing. Like honestly, what's the point of continuing this rivalry? Okay, bro, I don't like this rivalry. I really don't. I just hope that this rivalry ends at Road Rager because my God, the Cody QT Nightmare Family Factory rivalry is it's just boring and unnecessary in my opinion. It's just boring, unnecessary. Look, if you guys like what AEW is doing with the Nightmare Family and the Factory and Cody and QT Marshall, then good for you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Me, on the other hand, I don't. I just think it's unnecessary and a complete waste of time, in my opinion. There's just no reason. Just no reason at all. Like you can literally take this program of Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall out of the AEW picture and nothing would change as much. Nothing would change as much. It's such a pointless program in my opinion. Okay, and hopefully this unnecessary rivalry ends at Road Rager. Let's just hope that's the case. But um the freaking segment continues. QT Marshall actually got a cheap shot in, hitting R. Anderson with his own belt, and then Brock Anderson beat the living shit out of him. The referees came out, separated the two, and of course we got the setup for next week's matchup, aka Cody Rhodes and Brock Anderson versus QT Marshall and Aaron Solo, aka Bailey's ex-boyfriend. But again, nothing too crazy there, and hopefully this pointless rivalry between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall ends at Road Rager, okay? Because again, the rivalry between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall is just so unnecessary at this point. It's just so unnecessary. It was unnecessary to begin with. Okay, I did not like this rivalry at all. Okay, I'll give AEW a little bit of the benefit of the doubt for trying something different, but this is one of the few times where it just falls flat. Okay, no one, I repeat, no one, even people who love AEW hates this rivalry and knows how unnecessary this rivalry is. Okay, please AEW, please end it. Okay, if you want to finish at Road Rager, then finish at Road Rager. That's fine by me, as long as this rivalry ends. Because again, it's unnecessary. It's just freaking unnecessary. But that's all I gotta say on that. After that, we get, without a doubt, the match of the night, in my opinion. We've got Pentagon Jr., Cielo Miedo, Pac, and my boy Eddie motherfucking Kingston versus the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. And again, I thought this was match of the night. This was definitely match of the night for me. I fucking love this matchup. From beginning to end, I love this matchup. I loved how AEW, like, there was a bit of like long-term storytelling a little bit. I liked how they went back to the past a little bit with the Eddie Kingston packs up and how they don't really trust each other, but they still managed to put away their differences to take out the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. It really goes, it just by this match alone, it really goes to show you what kind of a threat the Bullet Club are in All Elite Wrestling. I think AEW like is doing a great job like making the Elite, making the Bullet Club a serious threat. And they did it such a great job like showing that in this matchup. Like I really love this matchup. I love the visual storytelling. Like it was just amazing. This was match of the night for me. Like I won't go as far out to say that this was a match of the year candidate, but I thought it was I still thought it was a great match. I enjoyed this matchup. Again, I love how they had Pac and Eddie Kingston, like they weren't going in as like friends and as partners who understand. Like they went into this matchup as people who absolutely hate each other because of their history in the past. And I just love small details like that. I really, really do. And again, just the fact that just the fact that it the Young Bucks and the Elite are such a serious threat that it forced Eddie Kingston and Pac to work together. Now that is awesome visual storytelling. Awesome visual storytelling. And it just by I just love it. I really just love it. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like they really did a great job making the Elite more of a serious threat. Because again, Pac and Eddie Kingston absolutely hate each other. Like for the people that have been watching AEW for a long period of time, you know that Pac and Eddie Kingston hate each other. But just the fact that they were working together to take down a common threat like the Young Bucks, I liked it. It really goes to show how much of a threat the Elite, the Bullet Club are, and that's what I love. That just small bits like that. I love it. I really really love it. Awesome match. Definitely match of the night for me. Pentagon Junior Pac and Eddie Kingston, my boy, picks up the victory as Eddie Kingston knocked out Brandon Cutler with the back fist, and of course Pac, who was the legal man, pinned Brandon Cutler. Now it looks like AEW is going to do the Young Bucks versus Pac and Pentagon for All Out. And oh my god, if AEW goes in that direction, take my money. Take my money, AEW. Take my mother effing money. Because that has the freaking potential to be a match of the year candidate. Okay, every time the Young Bucks and like any variation of Death's Triangle, either Pac or Pentagon, Pac or Felix, or just Pentagon or Felix, any variation of Death's Triangle versus the Bullet Club is a guaranteed match of the year candidate. Like, I will argue that they're two of the best tag teams in the world right now. And yes, the Young Bucks is one of the best tag teams in the world. Okay? Don't at me. Okay? You, like, Personally, the Young Bucks is one of the best tag teams in the world currently. They are up there with the Young Bucks. Like they are up there with the Usos. Okay, for all the people saying like, "Oh, the Usos are better than the Young Bucks," or "Oh, the Young Bucks are better than the Usos." Personally, I think both teams are on the same pedestal. Okay, because they are just that damn good. They're honestly the Usos slash the Young Bucks are tied for the best tag team in the world currently, in my opinion. Okay, I think both teams are absolutely great. And the Young Bucks, they're one of the best tag teams in the world. Whether you like them or whether you hate them, you have to respect them. Okay, they're like, or you don't have to respect them. Like you can. I don't know. You be you. But personally, I respect the Young Bucks, and they're definitely one of the best tag teams in the world, in my opinion. But yeah, great stuff. Gallows and Anderson came out, and of course, it was like a 5-on-3 situation as the Young Bucks, Brandon Cutler, Gallows, and Anderson attacked Eddie Kingston, Pac, and Pentagon Jr. But Frankie Kazarian came out for the save, saving Eddie Kingston, Pentagon Jr., and Ray Felix. So things are really heating up right now. Things are really heating up right now. And a matter of fact, it was announced for next week that we're going to get another 6-man tag team match. This time, it would be the team of Frankie Kazarian, Eddie Kingston, and Pentagon Jr., Ciedo Miedo, versus Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks and Gallows and Anderson. So that is going to be a matchup for next week's show. After that, we get the segment with the Pinnacle. What else can I say other than the fact that the Pinnacle are awesome on the mic? They are just the presentation of the Pinnacle, of like that four horsemen vibe, and like, oh, I just love it. I honest to God love it. Like I freaking like it. Like the Pinnacle has like this old school badass four horsemen type of feel to it. And I just love it. I just love it. And of course, all members of the Pinnacle calling out members of the Inner Circle, FTR calling out Santana and Ortiz, Sean Spears calling out Sammy Guevara, Warlow making a statement of his own before his matchup against Jake Hager in their MMA cage fight that is happening next week. Then there is MJF, who is without a doubt one of the best, if not the best heel in professional wrestling currently. Like, if someone from the IWC that says that MJF is the best heel of the modern era currently, and especially better than Roman Reigns, then that's completely justified. I completely understand. MJF's a great wrestler. Like, he has the look, and motherfucker, this guy's promos. Oh, mm, oh my God, so good. So good. When MJF speaks, you freaking listen. Okay? Just his promos are so unique and so prick like. And MJF is just a straight up asshole. And I love every single second of it. I love MJF and his promos. He comes out as such a prick, as such an asshole, and I love every single second of it. Okay, MJF is one of the greatest heels of the modern era. Okay, I can confidently say that MJF is one of the best heels of the modern era. He is on par with Roman Reigns. When it comes to that heelish asshole prick, like heels, MJF is up there. MJF is in the conversation. MJF is that damn good. Okay. What else can I say about MJF's promo last night? Honest to God, what else can I say that hasn't already been said before in his channel? Okay. MJF's promo is fucking phenomenal. It's phenomenal. His MJF's promo work is unmatched. He is so incredible on the mic. Now, I need to continue explaining this review, but enough of me kissing NJM's ass. But hey, man, I love when I just love asshole heels. Okay, and MJF does a great job being an asshole heel. MJF is one of the best parts of AEW, hands freaking down. He's fucking incredible. But MJF with another phenomenal promo, as always, against Chris Jericho. Okay, and now it looks like that they're going to continue this rivalry at least all the way to All Out. And I think I have a prediction on how this ends. I think MJF and Chris Jericho are going to face each other one more time at All Out. But this time, if Chris Jericho loses, he has to retire from wrestling. Feel like I feel like that's what AEW is going for. Now, like more than likely, I think the matchup is going to happen. Is the stipulation going to happen? That remains to be seen. But more than likely, the matchup is going to happen at least one more time between these two at All Out. I could definitely see that happening. But after the Pinnacle talk trash about the Inner Circle came out on the Titantron and they just destroyed the Pinnacle's limo. Like they freaking destroyed it. Like with sledgehammers and rocks. And Jake Hager drew a freaking forklift to the freaking limo. Okay, I thought it was a cool segment. Awesome stuff. Awesome segment. Very enjoyable. I honestly have nothing else to say other than the fact that this was an enjoyable segment. And you should go out of your way to watch it if you want. But yeah, you should definitely go out of your way to watch this segment. It's another good segment between the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle. But after that, we get a small vignette of Darby Allin and Sting. Now, Darby Allin is responding to Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. Like, of course, last week, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page called out Darby Allin, saying that we want to face you, okay, but without Sting in your corner. So Darby Allin responds to Sky's and Page's response from last week. And of course, Darby Allin wants both of them, but in a handicap match. So that's definitely going to happen. So that's going to happen next week. Darby Allin convinced Sting to stay home. So it looks like we're not going to. So we're not more than likely not going to see Sting next week. And obviously, we're going to get the handicap match between Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page next week. After that, we get the TNT Championship matchup as Miro, the best man, went one-on-one against Evil Uno of the Dark Order. And I thought this was a great match. And Evil Uno is extremely underrated. He really is. He is definitely great in the ring. Like I thought this was an enjoyable matchup from start to finish. I even loved the touch of the entire Inner Circle. Like this is how this match ended. Like why am I saying Inner Circle? My bad. The Dark Order came out trying to support Evil Uno. And Miro was choking Evil Uno with his I forgot his finishing maneuver. The Cobra Clutch. I forgot what it's called. But the Cobra Clutch. And and like Miro was choking him right on the back, and like I love the ending how Evil Uno was like Miro was forcing Evil Uno to look at the Dark Order while he was being choked out. And I really liked how I really like how this match ended, in my opinion. I really like the ending. And overall, I really like this matchup. Evil Uno definitely had a good showing last night against Miro, but Miro retains the TNT Championship. After that, we get a little Andrade El Idolo vignette, as last week Andrade made his debut to All Elite Wrestling. And all I got to say is big W for AEW. Big W. And if AEW plays their cards right, they have another big star. They have another big star in Andrade. 110%. Like if AEW plays their cards right, they have another like Mexican descent star in Andrade El Idolo. Like if AEW plays their cards right, Andrade could be up there with the likes of Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio because he is that damn good. Andrade, we all know how damn good Andrade is. Okay, now all AEW has to do is book him correctly, and all AEW has to do is book him correctly and play their cards right. If they do, they have another star in Andrade El Idolo. But he's going to have an exclusive interview next week with Jim Ross, which I cannot wait for that. After that, we get a Kenny Omega interview. Of course, now I want to talk about Kenny Omega's promos real quick. Now, like, I don't think Kenny Omega's promos are bad. They're not. Okay, trust me. I have heard worse. Okay, Kenny Omega is not exactly the best on the mic. He's not like Roman Reigns right now, or a CM Punk, or an Eddie Kingston, or a John Cena, or The Rock. You know what I mean? He's not at the caliber of those guys. But he's not bad either. Like I see some people on social media saying he's just downright terrible on the mic. You guys are just over exaggerating, in my opinion. You guys are just over exaggerating. Personally, I think Kenny Omega's promos are good enough. They're serviceable. They're passable. Okay. They're not entirely horrible. Okay. Do I think that Kenny Omega needs to improve a little bit more on his promos? Hell yeah. Okay. But he's not as bad as some of you claim him to be on social media. So please, can we stop being over exaggerated, IWC? That's literally all I ask. It's probably not going to happen because it's the fucking IWC. But hey, what can I say? I can only ask for so much. But Kenny Omega gave a really good promo last night. And of course, Kenny Omega talking about some kind of conspiracy, all that shit. Just generic heel stuff. Jungle Boy came out, and basically Kenny Omega and Jungle Boy had their face off before their big matchup on the 26th of June as they face off for the AEW World Championship, which, by the way, has the potential to be a match of the year candidate, in my opinion. But like Jungle Boy, like punch Kenny Omega, able to get a cheap shot in, and of course Jungle Boy made his statement before his big matchup with Kenny Omega on the 26th episode edition of AEW Dynamite. After that, we get a segment with Jay Carthill and Mark Sterling. Now, nothing too crazy. All this segment accomplished is that Mark Sterling is now Jay Carthill's manager. Okay. So after that, we get a Scorpio Sky Ethan Page segment. And again, nothing too crazy there. They're just saying that Darby Allin just made the stupidest mistake of their lives, in their opinion. So again, nothing too crazy there. Just another segment. After that, we get a Lance Archer squash match. We haven't seen that in a while. We haven't seen Lance Archer since Double or Nothing, which was like 2 weeks ago now. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, we surprisingly we saw another Lance Archer squash match, and again, I love Lance Archer, and if I were to make a prediction right now, I think Lance Archer is going to take the title off of Miro. Okay, it's just not going to happen soon. Okay, it's going to happen in the near future, but not right now. But if anyone deserves to be TNT champion, is Lance Archer. And trust me, in my personal opinion, I think Lance Archer is going to be the one to dethrone Miro. Okay, but that's going to be like in the near future, not right now, because Miro just won the championship. So yeah, there's that. Other than that, we get another segment where Peter Avalon, the Dolph Ziggler brother twin Ryan Nemeth, Cesar Bononi, and JD Drake calling out Orange Cassidy, which is which they're basically announcing Orange Cassidy versus Cesar Bononi next week on Dynamite. After that, we get our second to last second to last matchup of the night as Nyla Rose went one-on-one against Layla Hirsch. And I enjoyed this matchup more than usual. I thought this was going to be a man match, but I really enjoyed this matchup. Like, this was a really great match. And, bro, let me tell you something about Layla Hirsch. Okay? Layla Hirsch is a fucking badass. She is a legit badass, man. Like, Layla Hirsch is Sonya Deville crank up to 11. Okay? Layla Hirsch has the potential to be a big star in the AEW women's division. Imagine Layla Hirsch in a imagine Layla Hirsch in a big title match situation against Britt Baker. I think Layla Hirsch would put up the I think she would put up the performance of her life. Okay, Layla Hirsch, she's just a great wrestler. Layla Hirsch, I really love her style. She's just a badass. I love Layla Hirsch, and I hope AEW gives Layla Hirsch the shot that she deserves in AEW. I hope she gets a shot at the AEW Women's Championship one day. I really do, because Layla Hirsch is that damn good. Okay, she is an absolute badass, and she put up a really great matchup with Nyla Rose of all people. Nyla Rose. Okay, I'm not saying that Nyla Rose is a bad wrestler, but Nyla Rose is kind of a mad wrestler for me, and Nyla Rose hasn't been putting up good matches lately. But this matchup, holy shit, Layla Hirsch made Nyla Rose earn that victory last night. And because Nyla Rose picked up the victory over Layla Hirsch. But my God, man, I hope and pray AEW gives Layla Hirsch a shot at the AEW Women's Championship. Because my God, she deserves. Imagine Layla Hirsch in a big title match situation. She has the potential to put on a performance of a freaking lifetime. Okay, if she can put up a great matchup with Nyla Rose of all people, imagine her fighting against, I don't know, a Thunder Rosa or a Hikaru Shida or a Tai Conti, or just her fighting in a big title match against Britt Baker, man. Layla Hirsch is freaking incredible. Just the fact that AEW has Layla Hirsch is a W. Okay, she is a great woman to have in the women's division. I am extremely impressed with her. She definitely has a future, and I hope and pray AEW gives her a shot at the AEW Women's Championship one day. And I want to see more of her. I want to see more Layla Hirsch. Okay, after I already loved Layla Hirsch's work, but after last night, I want to see more of her. I really want to see more of her, okay? I want WWE to roll the ball with her, okay? Like she has the potential to be a big star in the AEW women's division. Like because she's just incredible in the ring. Like she is just a badass. She is just a person who just goes in, kick ass, and leaves. Okay, I fucking love Layla Hirsch, and I hope if if someone from AEW is watching, please please give Layla Hirsch a shot at the AEW Women's Championship. Please give her a shot. I would be so happy if you give her a shot at the AEW Women's Championship. Okay, because Layla definitely deserves it. Awesome match between Nyla Rose and Layla Hirsch. Nyla Rose picks up the victory, but I want to see more of Layla Hirsch. I really, really do. Okay, because she's just a badass. She is just a freaking badass. And honestly, from what I've seen from her, I haven't seen one bad Layla Hirsch match. At least not yet. Okay, but every match I seen thus far from Layla Hirsch has been incredible. Okay. Again, I hope AEW like gives the ball to Layla Hurst. I hope AEW gives her a shot because she can be a big star for the AEW women's division. Like she could be up there with Ty Conti, Karushita, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, and Nyla Rose. Okay, because she's just a badass. She's just an absolute badass. I love Layla. Love her, love her, love her. After that, we get a Britt Baker interview. Awesome interview as always. What else can I say about a Britt Baker interview that hasn't already been said on this channel? Okay, just like MJF, Britt Baker puts up a great promo as always. Now we get to the portion of my review as we go over the things that will be happening on next week's Dynamite. So next week, we're going to get the exclusive interview with Andrade El Idolo with Jim Ross. We're also going to get Darby Allin versus Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page in a handicap match. We're going to get Jake Hager versus Wardlow in an MMA cage fight. We're going to get Cody Rhodes and Brock Anderson versus QT Marshall and Aaron Solo next week. We're also going to get Orange Cassidy versus Cesar Finoni of the Jobber Squad. They're basically the Jobber Squad. I think they're called the Wingmen, but they're practically the Jobber Squad. So there's that. And we're also going to get another six-man tag team match. As this time, it'll be Eddie Kingston, Frankie Kazarian, and Pac going against Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks and Gallows and Anderson. All of that and more is happening next week on AEW Dynamite. But after that, we get to the main event. We got Brian Cage and Will Hobbs, Powerhouse Hobbs, versus Hangman Adam Page and 10 of the Dark Order. And I thought this was a great match. This was a great main event to end the show. And honestly, the only thing that was important about this main event was that, like, during the matchup, Ricky Starks gave Brian Cage the FTW Championship. He wanted Brian Cage to cheat. Obviously, Brian Cage didn't want to cheat. He wants to win the right way. Ricky Starks got pissed off, slapped Brian Cage. Brian Cage got pissed off. So Brian Cage went after Ricky Starks in the back. And it essentially turned into a handicap match with Adam Page and 10 going against Will Hobbs. And of course, Will Hobbs tried his best, but Adam Page and 10 was too much for Will Hobbs. And Adam Page and 10 of the Dark Order picks up the victory and celebrates with the Dark Order to end the show. And again, I thought this was a great match. And it looks like Brian Cage, like they're really setting up Brian Cage leaving Team Taz. Which, again, I love Team Taz, but Brian Cage needs to move on as a single star because ever since Brian Cage came to AEW, he hasn't really done much. He really has, like, he has been in high profile matchups against John Moxley, Sting and Darby, and Hangman Adam Page, and they're all great matches, but they're always on the he's always on the losing end of the stick. Okay, and Brian Cage, like, more than likely, we're gonna see Brian Cage leaving T-Taz and having a solo one, which is honestly a smart move by AEW. Let Brian Cage like do his own thing. Like, honestly, he doesn't need Taz or Will Hobbs or Ricky Starks. Okay, and for all the people that are worrying that, oh, a Brian Cage singles run is not gonna work, then bro, you need to watch some Impact. Okay, when Brian Cage was in Impact, he had a great singles run. He was all by himself, and I thought, in my opinion, he has a great singles run. So trust me, guys, you have nothing to worry about. Okay, I think Brian Cage, have being by himself, being his own man, defecting from Team Taz would be a great thing for Brian Cage because again, ever since Brian Cage has been a part of Team Taz, Brian Cage hasn't really done much. Okay, it's more like Team Taz kind of halted his momentum, just like Kip Sabian was halting Miro's like momentum in AEW. But now Miro defected from Kip Sabian and he's freaking TNT champion. So imagine what would happen if Brian Cage defected from Team Taz. Trust me, Brian Cage will be fine. And I think Brian Cage splitting up from Team Taz would be a smart move. Okay, let Brian Cage be his own man in AEW. Okay, but that's what I think. That's my opinion. But honestly, that's the entire show tonight. And I thought this was a solid show. This was a really, really solid show. I thought this was a really good show. Other than the Cody Rhodes announcement, which I thought was okay, I thought everything else was great. I thought everything else was really, really great. I thought this was a great show tonight. Really great, really solid show. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. What do you guys think about last night's AEW? Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Was there something specifically you like? Was there something specifically you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. So if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you leave a comment. And again, if you guys disagree with me or anything, I want to hear your comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section because I'm open to all opinions. Okay, I'm open to all opinions and takes. If you guys disagree with me, I encourage you to speak out in the comment section. Okay, I'm open to all opinions. I'm open to all takes. Okay, and I read all comments from the videos. So there's that. And again, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like. It'd be much appreciated. And if you guys like the videos that I make sure you subscribe and leave the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. And until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Have a nice night, everyone.